Hey friends, I'm back again with another making of video, this time for our song Playing God off of our new album Remember That You Will Die. If you haven't already, please do yourself a favor by checking out the music video here, and then coming back to this video right here. Our story begins in 2019, August. I had a session with Heavy Mellow, who if you are unfamiliar with, is a goated producer and guitar player. Because of that, I wanted to pull up to the session and make some really crazy stuff really quickly. So in about an hour and a half, I came up with two ideas, the first of them being...
That's such a sick shirt, by the way, holy fuck. That's in the new studio, right? It is. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Hell yeah. Did other people like design it for him? Because I don't know where he got this couch, but it's fucking sick.
This. Heavy gave me a gospel chord progression, something with a lot of 7 chords, so once I riffed it out, it ended up sounding something like saucy. So yeah, the next idea ended up being Playing God as you all know it. He had an omnichord in his studio, and I'd never seen an omnichord before. For those of you that don't know what an omnichord is, this is an omnichord.
This thing is sick. I've never seen anything like it. That's sick.
So on the left side here, you can see that they have a bunch of buttons for different chords. You can change the quality.
Oh, that's interesting. This thing looks old as fuck, by the way. Like, this shit was white, like 30 years ago, probably. It's not that old, but
Quality of the chord as well. And then on the right side, there's this touchpad that kind of arpeggiates the chord for you, and depending on where you hit, whether it's on the low side or the high side, it arpeggiates different octaves. So after messing around with the omnichord, we thought, hey, this sounds kind of classical, and I happen to have my Ibanez nylon string with me, which I'm going to talk about later in this video. I wanted to emulate this.
I hear it. I hear it already. Damn. Dude, Tim's brain is insane. I think that's like the huge difference between people who play instruments and then like music producers who don't. Is like, I wouldn't be able to pick that out, but I could do something completely different, but it wouldn't really involve the like melodic parts that he can pick out. I can just fuck this shit up hard and eventually make it sound like somewhat listenable.
And that ended up sounding like this.
Yeah, this is what you make from that, by the way. This is what he makes. Yep, totally. Yep, uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. That's, yep. This is just what, like 10 years of guitar playing, or probably way longer, I would say. I don't remember when he started playing guitar, but he started playing a long ass fucking time ago. But Polyphia as a band has been around for like 12 years. So let's say like 18 years of guitar playing, maybe? And yeah, just never fucking stopping and just being absolutely obsessed with it. I mean, it's honestly, it's just beautiful to see, like, to be honest.
So anyways, fast forward to September, we had about a week-long session at my house, which essentially was, you know, a week-long sleepover with the boys, and we got to invite Wes Hauk. And
this is one thing that I will kind of always be jealous of, like, bands for, is being, like, having those, like, writing sessions where it's not, like, you and a friend on a computer and just, like, sending samples back and forth. Because that's what music production is, at least in my field anyways.
For those of you who don't know Wes, he's an incredible guitar player. He plays for a band called Alluvial, so please go check them out if you haven't already. Wes actually blessed us with some of my favorite parts of this song, including and the classic Animal Crossing section.
This is like something that Polyphia has done that I feel like is so difficult, is making what he just played. It's incredibly complex and difficult to play, and yet it's totally listenable, and I could show that to my mom and she would know what's happening. It might be a little too far for her, but she would understand what's happening and she could pick out like the melodic parts or like what sort of like note patterns are like important kind of thing.
Wes told us, I think, that
it's like show offy, but not in a like there's no point to this way. There's more to it. It's fucking sick.
His guitar teacher had showed him that chord progression a long time ago when he first started playing. So shout out Wes and shout out his guitar teacher. After that, Scott had came up with this cool idea to kind of do like this pick scrape over the chords to kind of give it this shaker effect.
The green screen shakers is too funny.
Really nice subtle touch there. Speaking of Scott and his contributions, Scott added this insane riff right here.
Scott LePage, his counterpart, really. The other lead guitarist. I don't know who's lead and who's not. I guess Tim is lead and then Scott's backup? I don't know. I honestly don't know how that works. Leave it in the comments because I actually don't know.
All the different nuances that are happening between each guitar. You just have this wonderful meshing of intertwining melodies and lots of pretty bell-sounding harmonics. Scott told me that the inspiration behind that was just moving to the nylon guitar. The way that the guitar is set up just kind of lended itself to that style of playing.
Basically what I'm trying to say here is the guitar inspired like an entirely new way of thinking of playing and writing.
This happens a lot in music. And for like producers, it usually happens when you get a new plugin. You'll get like a new plugin that does something that you've done a million times in a slightly different way. And it reinvents how you think about utilizing that specific effect with that specific plugin in pretty much every way. Like it happens all the time, and it's so sick when it does.
So I guess
that's why like producers buy like fucking hundreds of like plugins, is because they're sort of like chasing the dragon of that exactly. But it doesn't always happen.
That's kind of when we told Ibanez, we need this.
So fast forward to October, we had sent the demo of this song over to Ibanez to try and convince them to make us new versions of this. This guitar had basically been a commercial flop in 1998, so they were pretty skeptical.
That's the year I was born.
After hearing the demo, they agreed, and then they made us this, the final version, the TOD10N, which is incredible, and you guys are all going to really want one. A lot of people...
Yeah. Dude, I want one. I don't play it. I would probably not play it that much, but it's such a sick guitar. It looks so nice.
Seem to be pretty confused about this guitar. There is a sound hole right at the top, so as you're playing it...
Oh my, fuck you, dude. That sounds so sick.
The sound...
Oh, dude, I've watched that part of his video like so many times. I love that. Oh, he's so sick.
Sound travels and hits your face, which is a really nice touch. So after passing the song to Scott and Wes, it was now my turn to try and complete it. Starting from the beat switch around Wes's bossa nova section, I could hear so many melodies on top of this. I finally landed on this one. after listening to it back, I thought to myself, dude, this melody is so good, it needs to be whistled. So I got on Fiverr and I hired a guy to whistle for $32. He will professionally whistle anything that you send him. I tracked it on guitar and I sent him this. And I'm reaffirmed in this being one of my best melodies ever, because even he said, it took me about 5 hours to get it done, but I enjoyed doing it since the melody is so good to the ears. Thank you, Sash Taneje. Anyways, this is the
hire this guy. He's fucking awesome. If you need someone to whistle for your track, go hire this dude. You did a great job.
whistle that I got back from him. This is without auto-tune or anything. So I tuned it. I even sent him this counter melody. And he did send me that melody back, but I didn't end up using it. So that's right here. But anyways, yeah, for $32, an incredible deal. Shout out that guy. If you guys ever get on Fiverr, there's plenty of people on there to do really dope shit for you. So after making the melody, the rest of the song kind of just writes itself. As you can see, we have this riff next. That might sound pretty complicated, but in reality, it's just the melody mixed with the chords, mixed with some extra flexing in between all the phrases.
You put Z's. That's so funny.
Which is just, you know, some classic Polyphia stuff. What we're going to do is copy over the melody over this section, go ahead and pitch it up an octave, and then turn it up so that we can hear it a bit better. So this way we can see how the melody overlaps with what we're looking for. See that whole section right there is just a flex. So what we want to do is highlight that for something that we're going to do here in a second.
Okay.
Same thing here.
So their flexes are like 2 bars. And okay, so they have 4 bar and then they do flex 2. So they introduce it with something you already know, and then they flex, and then they give you something you already know, and then they flex.
All right, now we can mute this because we don't need that. So one thing that I like to do to separate the flexes from the main melody line is copy up here to another lane, and what we're gonna do is change the warp to Complex Pro. We're going to pitch it up an octave, and then we're going to take the format all the way down.
If you're a producer, I mean, you do this all the time. You already know what he's about to do.
So before we even do that, this is what this part sounds like isolated. Alright, so pitch it up,
12.
and then change it to Complex Pro, and then take the format all the way down, and it sounds like this. It gives it this bit crushed chipmunk kind of sound, so layered on top, it sounds like this. Makes the flex pop a bit from the main lead line. So yeah, that's what I like to do to kind of spice things up in a section like this. And then over
Makes sense. Yep. Yeah, this is super common. At least with how I produce music, I do this sort of stuff pretty often too.
here,
I don't produce on like his scale. Well, I'm not in a band, so I don't do like the fucking instrumental shit, but I do use this in like dubstep quite a bit, pretty often.
the classic Omnisphere arpeggiator. One specific patch that I love to use often when I'm trying to figure out an arpeggiated guitar part is the Strat muted and then just turning on the arpeggio right here. I think this is just the default pattern, but it worked really well in this instance. This was a real big bitch to try and figure out how to play.
That's what I was gonna say, because just listening to that sounds like an absolute fucking nightmare to try to figure out on a guitar. Dude, he does it so effortlessly. But this is fucking insane to do. I don't even play guitar. And I just understand that this is fucking ridiculous to do. This is like, I think if you put someone in a room for like 24 hours and tell them to learn it at gunpoint, I don't know if they can. Even if they're like really good. And I mean like learn it in a way that they won't make a mistake when they play it and they can play it to tempo. I don't think most people can, even if they're really fucking good guitar players. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But bro. Fucking hell. Okay. Can I pause it? I think I missed it. Dude, there's one part where it looks like he's like this. Like he is so spread out. I can't even stretch my fingers that far.
So that wraps up all the guitar playing on the song. Now to highlight some of the additional production. Here we have some clever vocal lines sang by Y2K that are tucked into the background.
Man, that's fucking lovely.
Speaking of vocal lines, Johan Lennox blessed us with these at the very end.
That's fucking gorgeous. Jesus. Hell yeah.
Very angelic. And then of course all
Yeah, of course. There you go.
the string sections throughout the song. Fun fact, all the strings were recorded with real violins.
I don't think this is I don't think this is actually how they recorded it. It's just B-roll, but it's cute.
This is one of my favorite sections right here. This part just sounds like James Bond to me. Lastly, I wanted to shout out Judge and No Trust for helping with the structural backbone of the song, providing us with most of the electronic drums and 808s. And then of course the Clays, who have the very difficult job of translating beats into playable bass and drum parts. Also, shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Ubisoft and Rocksmith. Rocksmith Plus is a learning tool that basically turns the gradually speed them up. Everyone, thank you all for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos for my making of series, especially as our new album, Remember That You Will Die, comes.
Hey, shout out Tim, dude. I've seen this video a bunch of times, but I just love rewatching it. I think it's so sick as a like music producer to like see how other people's brains work when it comes to like making music. Oh my god, it's so sick. His level of understanding for like theory though is so much higher than mine. Like I still need to look up like which fucking notes are in like all the scales. But it's not really required for like stuff like dubstep. You only use it for intros, and then the rest of the track is like max like 3 to 5 notes. So not a super demanding genre for music theory. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm gonna try and check out, I know he has a few more of these. I want to check them out and give some feedback, because yeah, these are fucking sick. They're so sick to watch. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, bye.